Bonjour, bonsoir, dear friends from JCB Wine Styles. Today I'm with our favorite cheesemonger, Kenneth.
Hi guys.
So exciting to be together because this is the first day of December. Happy December. And Kenneth, isn't it officially happy holidays now?
It is. We're rolling. We're busy. The store is hopping. We've got the Christmas music going. And we have a ton of great things in store right now for anybody who likes to come in and get ready for the big day here in a few weeks. So.
And every day, we'd like to remind you, should be a big day because, you know, we don't just celebrate on December 24th, 25th or December 31st for the New Year's. You're going to take this year one day at a time.
That's for sure.
What a year! And one day at a time and celebrate. So today is kind of my dream. One being with Kenneth and talking about my favorite activity, cheese and charcuterie. Is there anything more fun than that? So I believe we should start with the food today and then we'll move into the wine, even though we're loving our red blend here.
I'm a huge fan of it so far, and I can already tell that it's going to go great with a cheese plate. With the holidays coming up, you know, you really want to have, you know, something to, you know, we're all playing games, we're getting ready for dinner, but dinner's not ready yet. It's great to have a cheese board, right? So this is what I like to do. I like to have a few meats, a few cheeses, a few little snacks and sides to go along with everything. And it's just really a great way to get your holiday spirit going, especially when it's, you know.
Talking about spirits, look at this plate. So this is our new tray from Oakville Grocery. Yep. So I need to tell you, I've used it every day last week during Thanksgiving because we had a lot of events going.
Yeah.
And as Kenneth just mentioned, it's so cool to be able to serve a few things to nibble on as you cook.
Yeah.
Even as you prepare food, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's perfect if you have all your recipes ready to go. You can put them on this tray. We offer a really wonderful picnic platter in the courtyard where you get a much smaller cheese tray, and then you get a little bit of a bunch of different things from the store, including like an olive tapenade and crackers and nuts and.
Well, talking about crackers.
Oh my gosh, these are so good.
Tell us
right?
about those.
Okay, so we have the cheddar and Asiago cheese crisps. These are gluten-free. They're made from cheese only. They're nice and puffy and light. You may have had something similar, but ours are just so good. We get all of our cheese from special vendors, you know, all very high quality milk, high quality cheese made into just, I mean, they're addicting, right?
So it's with cheddar, huh?
Yep, we have a little bit of cheddar and a little bit of Asiago.
This is a nice little, you know, package because one, you're not too excessive, because if you know me, I could eat this pack in less than 2 minutes, which I would often do as I was starting to nibbling.
Same here.
And they're great. They water your mouth. You want to have a glass of wine with it. And so you just have it on its own, or you pair it with one of the cheese?
Well, cheese plus cheese is never bad in my opinion. We have this really awesome McKinley Cheddar. This is from W.M. Coalfield in Sebastopol. Keith is the cheesemaker there. He uses all organic Jersey cow's milk. He went to England and he learned how to make cloth-bound cheddar the traditional way for about 4 years. He studied over there. Wow. And then he came back and he started showing off the wonderful milk that we have here in the valley, or around the valley, I should say.
You said organic as well.
Organic. Yep. And you'll notice how bright yellow it is.
Yes. Why that color?
So the breed of cow that he uses the milk from,
the Jersey
cow, gives that natural color. He doesn't need to add any artificial coloring. Some cheeses you'll see people add annatto, which gives it that really bright orange kind of Gouda color. This is all natural. It's just wonderful. And how well does it pair with the wine?
Oh, unbelievable. So you have as well that salt within the cheese that makes it pop.
Yes.
And dear friends, we are drinking a very iconic winery right now. Founded really in 1980, Lyeth is the first ever to create a Méritage wine in the history of the U.S. Méritage, the merit of the heritage. Yes. So Chip Lyeth was from Colorado. Okay. Loved the West, very similar to Easy Rider, you know, and Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Moved west on her Harley Davidson and landed in Alexander Valley, where this wine is from, and really created and recreated the perfect blend, which is all about, of course, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. And this is the blend we have. And I cannot tell you how excited I'm about with this wine. It's only $25 a bottle.
You can't get a better
Silk
deal.
screen. I mean, look at this beautiful presentation. Isn't it great?
Beautiful presentation, beautiful mouthfeel, just a beautiful wine all around.
And the wine just goes on and on so well with it. What about the apricots? So in America, we love to put apricots, almonds, nuts, all of that on the cheese platter. Explain us why.
I find that having a little bit of a fruit aspect tends to be pretty good on any cheese tray, because you're having a lot of salt, you're having a lot of fat, and that little bit of sweetness can really round everything out and not become, you don't get too overwhelmed by one flavor or another. So I really like, we get these amazing Turkish apricots imported in. They're dried and they're just beautiful. They're nice. They're not too dry where you feel like they're almost a cracker. They're not too wet where they feel like, you know, you might as well get a fresh apricot at that point. They're just perfect, like right in the middle. And they have that wonderful stone fruit flavor that just pairs super well with so many of our cheeses.
And so well dried, as you said, not too much, not too
little.
but still very unctuous and opulent and creamy in a way. Very nice.
Yep.
So you recommend them with both all the cheeses in that.
Any cheese and fruit is so good together. When fruit is in season, I like to do fresh fruit. You could even do grapes. I know grapes and wine aren't always the best combination because they can kind of conflict from the subtle flavors that the wine is showing off, especially if they're not a wine grape. So it's nice to do another fresh fruit like strawberries. And when this time of year, when strawberries aren't really in season anymore, we have these wonderful strawberry preserves that also go really well. So you just take a little bit of strawberry preserve, a little bit of this wonderful creamy brie-style cheese from Cowgirl Creamery, and you have just the perfect pairing here.
And do I put it on
You
one
can
of
put it
those?
on a cracker.
Well, what about if I go there?
Oh yeah, a little chips
it-
and dip.
I know everybody's being jealous right now.
Oh, most definitely.
Great idea.
So again, we use all organic strawberries. Make just a wonderful preserve. With the cheese, the cracker, the salt, the sweet, the creaminess. I mean, what else do you want this holiday season?
Well, and I need to tell you, Kenneth, it's a new thing for me. In the United States, having so much dry fruit, walnuts, almonds, and maybe sometimes even pistachio with cheese.
Oh, for sure.
And here, introducing organic, that beautiful strawberry preserve, is something very new for me. And I actually love it.
That's great.
The French are very traditional.
Yeah.
This is cheese, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's maybe a little cracker, there's maybe a little piece of bread.
Right.
But I'm a huge fan of those cheese crisps, and I agree with you. The two together, what a great adventurous idea.
It's pretty fun, right?
So you put a fair amount on it, I noticed.
I did, yeah. I have a sweet tooth. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I tend to go a little heavy on the jam, a little less on the cheese, but you know, whatever your preference, you'll enjoy it.
So what do we have here on the left? Is it from our good friend
Pete and
Pete
Jamon.
Segazio?
That's right.
So Pete, I'm going to start just to explain you the history, and then you can dive into each of them. Pete Segazio was obviously phenomenal as a family business, owning the Segazio winery, really prominent to Zinfandel winemaking. Great family coming from Italy, learned a great deal about, of course, charcuterie, making saucisson, sausage, and all of the above in that family of great, charcuterie. And over the last few years, we've talked about let's do something with our wines. So on both cases here, he has this great manufacturing facility in Geyserville, in Alexander Valley, very close to where Lyeth was founded, actually a mile away. This is why it all fits so well together. And we have two different saucissons here that we promoting under the name Oakville Grocery.
Yes, so we have the Parmesan and Porcini salami. So you can actually see there's a piece of Parmesan right there in the center. This is using the JCB Passion, I believe. Oh no, this is the Cabernet from Raymond. My apologies.
Raymond.
And so there's dried porcini and then pieces of Parmigiano in there.
Amazing.
Just dried out. It's this beautiful little disc of just umami, salty, just delicious.
And you could see, dear friends, how Kenneth cut it very thin. I don't like personally when saucisson or salami is cut too thick.
Yeah.
Because then it gets in your teeth. It's not as delicate. Here it's very thin, and you could see, I mean, those amazing pieces of Parmesan. Look at how gorgeous that is with the light. I mean,
What was that?
a gift of God.
Yeah. You don't
I had
wanna
the
fight
feeling
with
that
it.
I'm in confession. Almost.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear the rest.
Well, it took me a few days. I was at church Saturday and Sunday. It took at least 2 days
Yeah.
for me to be confessed by my good friend
Lot
JC.
to talk about.
So this one,
Yep.
I'm a big fan of.
Truffles. You gotta love truffles. So, before I go any further, we are selling truffles right now at the grocery. We have white truffles from Alba, Italy, and we also just started carrying the black truffles as well. So if you'd like, if you're in the area, you can always give us a call, ask us. The price is changing week to week because that's just how it goes with truffles. We can also do pre-orders. So
and
if
we
you
haven't
want
had
them-
truffle at the Oakville Grocery in decades.
Yes.
Now we're back in the truffle business.
We got truffles, we've got caviar, we've got all of the really fine products, and one of my favorites, and I know it's your favorite as well, is the Jamon Iberico, or as you like to call,
Pata Negra, Jamon Iberico, Bellotta. Dear friends, look at this. So I'm going to put it in front of my face so you could see. I can now see you. Oh, I'm smelling the ham.
it's so good. I gotta get in on this.
So, dear friends, those beautiful pigs
Yep.
eat only black acorn. That's it. And then for 36 months, upside down, the leg is drying. And it gives you this unbelievable feel of a great ham that melts on your mouth. So it's fat, it's rich, but it's not fattening.
Yes.
Because it's actually less fattening than regular ham because they're very natural, wandering around in the pasture and eating those black acorns. So they're very, very healthy. So you could have a lot of those, not to serve cold, but slightly warm because it melts.
Yes, it's so good. Absolutely one of my favorites. We have this in the store year round as well. And especially if you're trying to look in this year, trying to make your holiday a little extra special, which is something I think we all need right now. This is just a perfect add-on to any sort of cheese tray that you might try and make at home.
So forget about all the cheese, all the, not the cheese, but all the cheap,
That's right.
hams you can find in any supermarkets. And I don't want to be hard. Those little things in plastic,
Oh,
it's like making love with a condom. It's never as good. So I know Dylan may want to take that out of the video, but I'm not sure. I think we should keep it on. It's who I am. I love my ham, as you know. Kenneth and I have been knowing each other for over 4 years now. And Kenneth is the expert, cuts it very fine again. And with our Meritage, we're going to move soon to the Cabernet.
absolutely.
You gotta indulge. Dear friends, discover your ham. It's not just about Parma with Parmesan.
Yep.
It's not just about this, which is marketed heavily in supermarkets,
Yep.
which I have nothing against. It's great. But you want to go San Daniele and then Pata Negra.
Yep.
And the Bellotta 36 months, Jamon Iberico 5 Rotas.
That's right.
That's who we promote. And there's another brand we have occasionally as well named Joselito, who is another producer who is amazing as well. So it comes from the Basque Country, from the southwest of France and the northeast of Spain.
Yep.
The best area of ever anything done in Europe.
That's right. And we recently expanded our cheese and charcuterie selections to appreciate some of those regions.
Yeah.
So we're carrying a lot more Basque cheeses. We're carrying a lot more fun cheeses from the Jura, a lot more from Piemonte, stuff that isn't always, we like to promote our friends here in California, but we're really excited to be carrying a lot more variety, showcasing some of our old favorites that people just love and just brings good feelings to them.
And it's very important, I went to a few people's home over the last few days, and I love them to death. And you know who you are because you're probably watching. don't just serve the typical. Branch out, experience new cheeses. You heard Jura, Manchego in Spain, new cheese in Italy. It's not just about your Parmesan, as I was saying, or your Prosciutto di Parma. There's so much in Italy of great diversity. Go to Belgium, go to Germany, go to the United States, go to Canada, go all around the world, including England.
Yeah.
We have amazing, incredible cheeses. So venture out, because it's very important. Discover. Be audacious. If you cannot travel right now, travel through your food.
Yeah.
There's no much more fun than having a little technical description and learning about it, including that cheese.
So
that's the
La Mancha,
Manchego.
right? Yeah, so this is one of my favorite examples. You mentioned La Mancha. So this is a beautiful cheese made in La Mancha with sheep, goat, and cow milk. It's called Campo de Montalban. It's basically a Manchego, right? It's from the area. They just added goat and cow's milk instead of only cheese. And this is just such an incredible. This is one of my favorites. I don't think I've seen us sell more cheese than this one. And it's just if we can't travel now, maybe you used to travel, you can come, you can get some of these items, and maybe it'll bring you back to a place that you've been to before, have a familiar, flashback, a little bit of nostalgia factor, and just have, some more of those good vibes for the dark year.
Exactly. And look what we've done. We were in the United States on this side.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Italy with truffle, went to Spain, and now we're going to go back with unbelievable olives from, I believe, Castelvetrano. So tell us about those as well, because that's pretty amazing.
So if you've watched before, you'll know that we love to put olives on a tray. This really brings you some of that unctuous, fatty, beautiful, just really healthy fats that just round out the cheese tray. Look at how meaty, delicious, just wonderful that olive is.
It's really going into the meat of the olives, as we call it.
It really is.
Look at the fabric around the pit. It's an amazing olive. And this is, I think, very important to combine, such energy. Go back to this cheese, because I don't think we talked enough about the cheese itself.
No, we didn't really. Being from France, you're very familiar with the triple creams, the bries, the really wonderful, creamy, rich, just unctuous, wonderful cheeses. Cowgirl Creamery, they're not too far from here. They're in Petaluma. They just make this beautiful homage to those soft, ripened cow's milk cheeses. It's buttery, creamy. It has a little hint of mushroom, fresh, cremini mushroom. And you can see it just look at how soft. It's like butter. It's like if you made butter a different way. You churn butter, you churn cream to make butter. This way they made cheese, they let it age a little bit, and look what you have. This is just, it's so good.
So from yesterday's party, we had some left.
Oh,
and
man.
You know what I did this morning?
What'd you do?
I love to do bread grilled in the morning with barat butter. You know what I did this morning? No butter, I went directly on the cheese.
You went for the brie.
It was 6:15 in the morning, and it was heaven.
That sounds so good.
I didn't have a glass of wine, just to let you know. I had coffee. But it's unbelievable. So sometimes you want to trade butter or marmalade. No, it's not good for you. It's all great.
Yeah.
But have a little piece of cheese, and it's great. Tell us about those almonds too.
Yeah, almonds, kind of like the third. These are like very basic staples. You can always feel free to mix up as you like. When I'm making a tray, I like to do, as you can see, a few cheeses, a few meats, and then some fruit, maybe a jam, the olives, and the nuts. You could do a candied nut if you want more sweetness. You could do like a peeled pistachio you mentioned earlier would be a great combo. And then this one, going back to Spain, are the Marcona almonds. California obviously is known for their almonds as well. I highly recommend using those if you have them. But the fried salted Marcona almond is just something it's always going to be good. Just crunchy, salty, a little bit of sweet, nutty. It's so good, and it just rounds out the tray. You have all these different hard, soft, fatty, umami, truffle, and then a little bit of snap.
Well balanced.
Just everything you need.
So we have a Sonoma County
perfect
Cabernet. So this is Lyeth Cabernet 2016. Unbelievable bottle of wine. Look at how sexy They both are silk screen, 22 karat golds on the bottle. I mean, insane value. This is a $20 bottle of wine.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine that presentation and that gorgeous look and feel? What would you recommend that with?
To be honest, I would probably
Pata Negra, maybe?
Pata Negra, the Parmesan and Porcini, maybe even the cheddar. But to be very honest, oh, thank you. You're too kind.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah, no, it's Pata Negra.
I mean, the combination of the two
You
is
can't go wrong.
insanity.
Yeah.
So, dear friends, as we show you today, you call Kenneth at the Oakville Grocery in both Oakville or Hillsburg. Either way, we have the same assortment.
Yep.
It's very exciting because you have soft cheese, harder cheese. You go to Spain, you California, and you travel all around the world. Travel through your cheese tray,
Yep.
your charcuterie, your wine, and open your Google and do your search.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough information on the cheese, look at the images. It's a lot of fun to play trivia as well with your friends and
Absolutely.
really discover the world of cheese, the world of ham and charcuterie, and the world of wines.
Yay.
Dear friends, we cannot wait to see you to the first days of the holiday, December 1.
Let's go.